Hey guys, it's Chad with Even Mac. Today I'm going to show you how to create your own little application that toggles between Apple's hidden files, like this one right here. So I double click it, I can see these hidden files. Double click it again, they're gone. Now this is a pretty cool little application here. It's very easy to make. I made it in about, 5 minutes using Apple's built-in script editor called AppleScript, but it's also something you can make with Automator as well. If you don't know about Apple's secret files or any of that, I have a tutorial about that I made a little while ago, and I'll post that in the description section if you want to check that out. I'm not going to go over it too extensively in here because I've already gone over it, so this is going to just speed through all that. So first thing first is you're going to open AppleScript Editor, which can be found under your Utilities folder in your Applications. So if I go to Applications, Utilities, AppleScript Editor. I'm going to create a new document here. Now AppleScript Editor is a way to create little automation tasks without having to know tons of language or coding. It can also record tasks and run them back to you, which is pretty useful. So if I were to record what I'm doing right now, AppleScript is looking at what I'm doing and is going to mimic it, or at least put it into code form so that I can automate the task later. So if I just open up this folder here, or this image here, and then I hit stop, close out, I run it, and it'll do the same. So it's just taking all the actions that I do and telling the computer how to do it in a way that it understands and is easy to read. So the big difference between this and something like Xcode is that Xcode requires knowledge of C++ or C#, all these different coding languages, whereas this is pretty easy to do for the average folk, although it's not necessarily intuitive. So I have a bit of code. I'm going to post this in the description. You can just copy it in, or if you want to write it, if that helps you feel a little more accomplished, you can do that as well. Basically what this does is it tells your Mac to look to see if the files are hidden or if they're shown. And if they are shown, then to hide them, and if they're hidden, then to show them by changing the value from true to false at the end of the string right here. And again, that's something I went over in a little bit more depth in the tutorial where I showed you how to show and hide files via the terminal. Now we're just going to save this. We're going to go File, Save. I'm going to save it as an application, which just means that it's going to be self-contained. So when we double click it, it'll just run instead of opening into the AppleScript editor, which we don't want. We just want it to run. So we're going to save this as like show my hidden files or something, whatever you want. Save. I can close out of AppleScript editor now and just hit Command Q. It's gone. And now I have it right here. Double click, my files show up. So it's a neat little script. But what if you want to do it, do this exact same thing and not use AppleScript? Well, we can do that using Automator. And what that will look like is something like this. I created here a little Automator application that does the exact same thing. I have this run shell script, and what that does is that just runs this command in terminal, which will essentially show all the hidden files. And then I have this wait for user action. So let me run through this here step by step. Okay, so it just ran this part, which is showing my hidden files. I want that. That worked. Okay. This next step is giving time so that I can do whatever I need to do with the hidden files, and that when I hit continue, it'll hide them again. So if I were to get rid of this, action, and then I ran it, nothing would happen because it would show the hidden files and then it would hide it again right away. So I want this in-between action to make sure that the user is okay with hiding the files again and that they're not still working. So that's how you would create something like this in Automator. Very simple, very helpful. I hope this helped you guys out a little bit, a little intro to AppleScript and revisiting Automator as well. I'll make sure to put all this in the description, all the code that you need. Let me know if this was helpful. If you want more AppleScript tutorials or Automator tutorials or something different, just let me know. Make sure you like and subscribe. Otherwise, be on the lookout for more tutorials. Have a good one.